Good afternoon, it's Vanessa Baker here, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Waiuku in Auckland, and welcome along to another week of inspiration from me. This week is the last week of the Stampin' Up! Suite sale, and so currently if you buy something from a suite, you can then get something else from a suite, the same suite or a different suite, at half price. And if you are struggling a bit with how to make that work the best way, then please just reach out to me, because I've got some ideas to make it, depending what you're ordering and how we structure the order, to get the best out of this deal. So if it's a little bit tricky, then please reach out to me and I'll be only too happy to help you. I'm just going to make sure that I have sound. Oh, how do I find it? How do I find it? Oh, there we go. It's all good. Excellent. The technology is working. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you my inspiration for today. So today we're making a gatefold card, and I'm back to my other favourite. I've been using Thankful Garden a little bit, and now we're back to the beautiful gallery. And it's because of this wee sample here. I really love a wreath, and I thought I haven't actually used this sort of wild rose stamp yet. So now's the time, and that's what my inspiration came from there. And I wanted to do a fun fold. So that's where today's plan came from. So we're using this little stamp here from the Gallery Blooms set. But first off, I'm going to make the base. So this is half of an A4, and it's cut this time through, I don't know what you call that, like the portrait style, through the middle. And then I'm folding out my little arm here because I need a bit extra space for the scoring. So I have a little note here. Here we go. So this is the full length, so I haven't cut any of the height, just cut the paper in half. So our first score is at 5.2. And I had to adjust this a little bit. I did one. It was like a millimetre out. So often I do things first off just out of some copy paper to make sure I'm not wasting cardstock. That was 10, and then 19.6. And this is the one I adjusted to 24.4. Hopefully I've done that the right way. Okay. Now we'll just move our trimmer away. Excuse me. Okay, so our first fold, if we start from the left, is going to be a mountain fold. So I want it to come up this way. So I'll just fold it back, and so I'm making sure it's straight along both of these edges before I crease it. So that one's a mountain, and then the next one is a valley. We'll go over that way, but again you can open it out and just make sure everything's straight. And then we want the opposite. So this one's going to be a valley. And I can just fold this one back because that's our mountain. And hopefully this time I've just got a little bit, yes, that's much better. So they're just meeting, just touching, kissing in the middle. That's perfect. So that is our gate, basically. And then with this card, this part gets mounted onto a base. So that's going to end up on there like that to give you your normal card size. Excuse me. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to attach, so I've got some designer series paper, and I've decided to use my pretty pattern white flowers on the beautiful green background, because I like the map on the other side, and it is the paper that was used on the sample in the catalogue. So I was very brave and cut it. So let's just attach these two pieces. Oops, my glue is flowing very well. And I'm just leaving a nice even border around the edge. Just like that. And these will just sort of, you'll just see a hint of this on each side of the main part of the card, just to decorate that base a little bit. And I've got glue. Glue where I don't want it. I just need that to dry a little bit more before I can use the glue eraser effectively. Okay. Now, in past times, I've done gatefolds and decorated these two flaps, and then the central layer has been smaller, so you can see that paper. But this time I wanted the wreath, because the wreath is, a wreath, you need a fair amount of space. So my next layer, my sort of front, is almost the same size as this gatefold. So it's going to sit on there like that, and you'll just have that little gap around. And because, excuse me, once all that is on there and it's attached to here, I thought it's going to be difficult to see that you actually, once it's all together, you will pull that to open the card and to read the message. So what I've made is a little tab using the Keeping Tabs punch. So I've just punched that out of the same cardstock, the basic beige. And I'm going to just slide it in there to make that little tab and make it obvious that that's where you... Actually, I want it on there, don't I? Yes, I actually want it on there. Lucky I did that, because I would have put it on the wrong piece. Excuse me, I've still got that frog living in my throat. Okay, so let's just attach this now. So just a bit of glue on either side, and this is the part here, oops, gone too far, that we were going to pull it open. Kind of wanted it in the middle. Excuse me. Right, let's see if this glue will come off now. I probably need to pull some old bits off my glue eraser. It kind of needs a bit of a tidy up. Okay, that's that bit done, and then I'll need to do a little bit around that as well once that's dried a little bit. Okay, so let's attach the DSP now to my front layer. And I think the map can kind of go any way. It's not really directional. So long as I've got an even border around it. Oops. It's the beauty of Tombow. I can move it a little bit as I go. Okay. Just get rid of that extra glue off there. need to slide it. Okay, happy with that. Right, so now that we've stuck our pieces on either end of the base, we can now stick the main mechanism on, and it's going to just overlap. Let's see, I've cut this perhaps a wee bit wide, but basically we just want the same on both sides, distance here. So I'm going to just add my glue. Try not to get my finger in it. I'm using the bottom. I'm looking at the bottom to try and line it up. Oops, and I want to go straight. It goes all the way top to bottom, height-wise, and then I'm just centering it. And actually that can help me. The height, make sure it is straight. And then I've got an equal distance on either side there. Okay, and the final piece of the puzzle is this, which is going to go on, and I want it centered on the gate part when it's down flat. So I might just use a block to just help me hold that while I put glue. The glue is just going to go on this one side, on the left. We're going to open it on the right. And again, with your wiggle room, with this Tombow, oh gosh, I've gone too far. I'm not having a good glue day today. I'm getting it everywhere. So I'm getting an even border all the way around. So this is going to sit centrally on the card. And I'll just grab a tissue just to wipe away that little blob. Oh, and there's a blob at the top as well. Yeah, so when you're putting that glue on that left-hand piece, just be careful not to go too close to the edge like I did. Okay, so that's our base of the gatefold card. Pretty cool, stands up like that. So it's a really nice display piece, and really nice is something, a little bit of a special card for someone. And this one I've actually got in mind as a bit of a wedding card. So that brings me to my next my next design element. So in the one in the book, it has a sentiment on a piece of the cloud cover cardstock in the middle of the wreath, and that coordinates really well with the colours that I'm doing. So I thought I would do the same, and I'm even using the same sentiment. Just give that white with the buddy into the Versamark, and then I'm just aiming for the middle. That, and got my gold. Wish I could hold that with tweezers. Oh, good, someone's found me. Hello, whoever you are. I was a bit worried there because there were 2 people or 3 people who said they were coming, and then when there was no one on live, I was like, oh dear, have I gone live on the wrong event or something? But no, I have one person watching, so that is great. Welcome along. You've reassured me that I'm in the right place. And we'll just get rid of any of the bits of gold that are lurking there that we don't want. And then that gets heat set with your heat gun. I've actually got one I did previously, so we don't have to have that machine whirring in the video. So that is just here. It's all glitzy and gold, really pretty. So just going to put that in the center here, and the wreath I'm going to build around it. Now, I hadn't actually thought about dimensionals, but I've got a feeling I don't really need too much dimension. There's a lot going on. In the wreath. So I think I'm going to just build it. Actually, no, I think I'll put the flowers on dimensionals and the leaves will go flat. That's a good idea. Okay, we'll just set that one to one side, and I'll show you what I did with the flowers. So this is the, I looked it up, I think it's like a wild rose. That's what I'm going to go with anyway for the type of flower. Just making sure I've got lots of ink on there. It's a little bit pale in parts. Just try to replace on the ink pad. That's better. Okay. That's our wild rose image, which is quite gorgeous. And then the way they've coloured it in the book is with blends. So I've got the light pecan. Oh, now this one came apart yesterday. Sometimes this bit gets stuck in the lid and the whole inside comes flying out, which happened to me yesterday. It's always gives you a fright because you're not expecting it. But they go back together very easily, so don't worry if that happens to you. Okay, so this is the light coloured one. I'm just going to do that on the centre of the flower. And then go in, now it might have been actually the dark one that went flying, can't remember. Then I'm just doing the edge sort of that, where it's the darker, and then just putting in a little bit of detail, just dotting really on that inside. Now there. And I didn't actually go back and blend that. I think there's enough of the dark that you don't need to. And then this colour is Mossy Meadow. This is the light. And I just coloured the leaves. I'm pretty sure this is what they did in the book. And there is a little leaf here just hiding. Almost looks like a petal, but it's a leaf. So this is just colouring in basically. Okay, and then the dark one is just to add those little details of the veins. Just lightly adding those in. Like so. And finally I went back with the light one and a second layer. So attempting to just darken the parts of the leaf that would be in shadow from the petals. And you can tell where that is by where Stampin' Up! Have put the markings on the stamp. And also just from You know, that one overlaps that one, that would be in shadow. And this around near where it's joining the flower would be in shadow. Just a little bit like that, just as an extra. So it's not the dark, but the light over the top of the light, and it gives you an extra sort of different shade of the colour. Okay, and then that was die cut. I left the petals are left white. And I did wonder if we could use a wink of Stella just to add a little bit of pizzazz to that. Oh, actually, this one is brand new, so I haven't even got it going yet. So let's have a look if we can get something happening. Oops, there we go. Lots of glitter. So I did wonder about just putting a bit of glitter. Oops. For my glittery friends, that looks pretty cool. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but just giving a little shimmer to the petals. Okay, so I've already got my flowers here ready, and I've gone ahead and cut out some of the greenery using the extra dies that are in the set. So this is the set that goes with the stamps. So you've got your outline here of this one. So I've die cut all of those. And then you've got these extra leaves. And then there's one extra leaf, this one here, that's actually in the other set. It's in the dies that go with the beautiful motifs. It's all part of the same suite. But that die is actually tucked in here. And it came inside this, inside the frame, which we've used before. You've seen that. So it's just that little one there, which is a nice complementary leaf to the others. Okay. So that's one way you could use the sweet sale, is to get the Gallery Blooms bundle. That would give you this set with the matching dies. Excuse me. And then you could just get these dies, the beautiful motifs dies, on their own. So this gives you a whole lot more leaves you can use, plus those ones that partially die cut. So if you felt you didn't need the beautiful motifs, which is, I mean, it's a gorgeous set, these two come together as a bundle. But you've probably got other words you can use, so you could just do this one as your half price item. So that's one way I would suggest making the most of the sweet sale. Okay, so construction time. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to use dimensionals. I've got all these bits, the edge bits that need using up. I'll just put all the dimensionals on and place them on the card, and I'll see where we end up. I think they're going to overlap, which means I might not need dimensionals on the ends. That one won't need one at that end. Overlaps there. And this one won't need them at either end. It's probably going to overlap. So it'd be nice to have overlapping that way. So if I put that one there, So kind of doing one under, one over. So this one would be under. Is there a dimensional? No. Yes. So I can put that there. And then this one would be over. Oh no, I might do that under as well. There we go. Something like that. Okay, so I want to place them so that I'm covering the edge of my circle. I could have gone for a slightly larger circle, but I think the 2 inch is going to work. Just move them around, get them in position. Actually, those tweezers could be handy for this. They all seem to move every time I touch something. Yeah, I probably could have done a slightly bigger circle. Never mind, we'll make it work. There we go, that'll work. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, I love a wreath. Love, love, love. Okay, so now I'm just going to pick up one at a time. Okay, so that's going to go there. Then this end's going to go under. There. You can just twist it slightly just to try and hide that. I'm looking at this, the edge of the circle. So I think I would recommend doing a larger circle, and then you'll just have a bit more scope with where you put the flowers. So now I want to go under there and over there. Oh no, I want that one. That's what I want. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay. Actually, I might need those tweezers again. Let's leave them out. So now I've got these longer leaves, and the plan for those is to just have them tucked in at the sides. And the reason for that is the height of my card this way so that it fits in an envelope. I don't want to go to, have things sticking too far over here, or I won't be able to get it to fit an envelope. So with this one, I'm just going to have it can have a bit showing like that, I think. Or maybe like that. Kind of looks like a horn coming out the side. I wonder if I just put it there, that might be better. See a bit more of the leaves. Okay, that's a good place. So I'll just put a little bit of glue. And then slide it under. Also trying to keep the curve so it's still wreath-like. Now this other one might be tricky too. Doesn't need to be exactly the same place. Don't want it to look matchy-matchy. So I might just go down a bit like that. And it's almost like it's pointing to our little tab, which is our little holder. And I've smeared the glue. It's the story of the day, really. Okay, so I've got more of those long ones, but I don't think I need them. I want to put in some of these smaller leaves, and the plan was to put these sort of at the top because, like I say, I don't want to go too much over that edge and make it so it won't fit the envelope. Trying to get little dots of glue, but sometimes it can take a while for it to behave. Okay, that goes about there. And then the same at the bottom. I like to figure out where it's going first. And that one's sticking out quite a way. So what I might do is just grab an envelope. And yeah, I can't do that. That one's taken all the space. So this one's got to be totally within. So what I might do is actually remove that one that's sticking out. Just cut that little leaf off. And then I can just use these other leaves, sort of like that, and keep it within. Might put it there and keep it within the boundary of the edge of the card. Slide that in, like so. And now I've got some more leaves and little decorative things in the beautiful cloud cover colour. It's such a pretty blue to put with the basic beige, and just with the green sort of makes it pop, and I'm just loving this colour combination. I've just spotted, oh, actually I'll cover that up. I'll cover that up with something. I've got a blob of glue down here that I'm just going to, so these bits are just to sort of slide in, just as little extra accents. And sometimes I've got dimensionals under there and I've got a leaf, so sometimes you have to actually just chop bits off to make it so you can slide it in. So I just needed to slide that in just a wee bit further than it would go with the stalk on it. So don't be afraid to cut things off. It's not going to get seen. And I'm just going to use this to help me cover up that glue there. And then I've got a different pointy leaf. So we use different ones in different places. So that one could go there. And have that coming out sort of like that on top, almost coming above the flowers. It's quite a nice look. Okay, then I've got this one, which is the same as the green ones, but I did some in the cloud cover as well, just to have something a bit different. It's kind of nice in that corner. And lastly, one for this corner. Might have to be this pointy one. I didn't kind of want them in just the corners, so I might put that one, maybe it'll go there. It starts to look a bit symmetrical, if you know what I mean. I want it to look more unplanned. So I could go with a dark one again up here, just to break things up. And I think I'll remove some of the stalk. And just feed that one in there. Do have one bit left over. Just wondering about having it on top of the leaves. Do I need it? Probably not. Yeah, I feel like it's getting a bit much now. Okay, I'm happy with that. Going to leave it there. Oh, so pretty. Now, the way to make this sort of sit down is to crease your folds. And now that we've got it all attached, it's a little bit hard to do. But just going over these creases with your bone folder will just help things to not pop up so much. Okay, that's a bit better. So that's basically the card, and I'm just going to do the inside. So on the inside is another piece of cloud cover as a base with a white on top for your words, and I'm just going to emboss a little gold flower. Now there was one side, which way does this go? That way, and it actually goes that way. I've got that little brown black mark there, so my plan is to cover that with my flower. Scoop up some powder. Oops, I should have used my buddy a bit more all over rather than just the corner. So I'll just grab a paintbrush, and that just helps to just removing the bits that we don't want to heat. Sometimes I find blowing on it's quite good, because it won't blow away the parts that are stuck with Versamark, but it can dislodge, the loose ones that are just sort of hanging there on the static. Okay, now I haven't done one of these in advance, so I'll just have to heat this one. It's very pretty. Whoops. quite appropriate, I thought, for a wedding card. Or an engagement, would work for an engagement too. Or an anniversary. Many, many options. My white cardstock was a little curled. I'm just giving that a nice press down. And then it's going to go inside there like that. Just centre it between the score lines and the top and bottom of the card. And then I'm just wondering if I want to cover that tab at all. You can still see it there. I think that's not that obvious, is it? Maybe I should have put it a bit further down. You could write the word pull on there to make it a bit more obvious, or position your leaves so they're not really covering it like I've done. Anyway, I think it works, and let's just think about if we want some embellishments. I've got either some gold. I wasn't quite sure what we would want. Oops, that leaf just keeps bending. I'm going to have to put... It's sort of like a cut with a nail cut. It's like, but it needs securing. Just at that little point there. The other one's okay. I think because that one's right by that tab and I've sort of knocked it. Okay, so this is the gold. So we've got gold embossing, and then we could do those gold gems. Or this is the one that goes with the suite, which is the pressed flower motifs. And they could be quite nice, actually. What to choose? That or the gold? I do really like gold. Bit of a gold girl. And with our gold embossing, I think that would be nice. Excuse me. So, here's a little tool. Now I'm thinking, so we want to draw attention to the words. So perhaps we have something. Hard to know where to put it, isn't it? Be up here. Quite like it on that colour, that beautiful cloud cover. That's a large one, then I'll put a smaller one. So we want to do our triangle. And do we sort of go for a flower centre, or do we go off? Sometimes it's obvious. This one is giving me a bit more thought. And again, I don't want to just go 3 corners. That's too symmetrical. I can't really use that corner because my other one is there. So it's got to be down here somewhere. I could do another one here and one down in that corner. I think that might be the way to go. Let's just cover, I've still got that glue shining at me, so we'll just put one there, and we'll put one, actually we could put two, let's see, should we put two down here together? Or even you could go like there, or you could go there. Or do we put a large and a medium up there? No, I think one down here is good. Let's go with that. It'll help keep that leaf in line as well. Stay in line. Okay, now I'm just going to test it with the envelope, just to double check us. But yes, it looks like it will fit. I'll pop it inside. Final test. Oh, it's just, yep, it'll just work. Yay! But yeah, you do have to be conscious of that when you're putting leaves like this, on those outer edges of your card. So that is our beautiful gallery gatefold card, cased, inspired by the picture in the catalogue. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again next week. I will get the written tutorial and blog post done in the next couple of days and get those sent out to everyone on my mailing list. So if you're not on the mailing list, you can jump on and receive the written tutorial once it's finished. And I'll see you again next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.